Before the first calendars were carved, the sky was our only clock. Among its lights, elders spoke of another sun one that never rose, a companion veiled in the deep. They called it the dark star, the hidden twin of creation, whose return marked both the end and the beginning of ages. Across deserts and jungles the same whispers endured. When the dark star stirred, messengers came down wrapped in light. They were not gods of thunder or rain, but bearers of pattern, teachers of stars, seasons, and the silent numbers that rule all life. Some legends call them watchers, others travelers. They arrived during nights of crimson aurora, leaving behind spirals cut into stone and maps that traced invisible paths. When they vanished, those who had seen them became keepers of the flame, sworn to remember until the next return. Modern astronomers still chase the phantomer, faint gravity tug, hinting that a hidden sun may circle ours far beyond Pluto. They call it Nemesis. To myth, it is memory. To science, mathematics. Between the two lies a story older than language, waiting to be named again. Perhaps the messengers were never aliens nor angels, but reflections of ourselves from another age, caught in the orbit of forgetting. When the dark star completes its circle and light meets shadow once more, we will remember who first taught us to look up. When the sky darkened for days and crimson dust veiled the moon, ancient records say the messengers walked again. They did not speak in words, but in resonant stones that bent water, coaxed seeds to sprout, and etched geometry into stone. The priests called it the language of returning light. Among the Dogon elders still draw the orbit of a star they cannot see. They say the Nomo came from its shadow world and promised to return when the heavens open once more. Whether memory or myth, their story carries the weight of observation of something once witnessed. Egypt's oldest temple hymns speak of a second sun hidden beneath the horizon, the heart of rebirth that fuels Ra's nightly voyage. In their sky, darkness was not absence, it was the womb of light. Perhaps they intuited what we now suspect, that every source of brilliance hides a companion unseen. Modern instruments whisper of disturbances beyond Neptune, tiny deviations hinting at mass unseen. Scientists chase data, dreamers hear prophecy. Both look toward the same abyss, searching for the twin that turns our history in cycles of forgetting and awakening. Every myth survives because it carries a truth too large to vanish. The dark star may be physics, or faith, or memory encoded in our collective night. But its messengers, the idea that wisdom arrives from the shadows, remind us that even in darkness, something is always reaching back. When the first astronomers ground glass to look beyond our reach, they expected an empty dark. Instead, they found motion shadows tugging at planets like unseen hands. The old myths stirred again. Even the most rational minds felt the ancient chill of something vast watching from the void. In forgotten scrolls from Mesopotamia lies a star glyph marked only once every 26,000 years. Priests named it the cycle of return. They believed when its light touched earth, the veil between gods and men thinned, and knowledge poured down like rain on stone. The messengers were said to travel not by ships, but by resonance, riding waves of vibration between suns. They left behind instruments carved from crystal that sang when moonlight struck them. To modern ears, they are silence. To ancient ones, the hum of the cosmos itself. Perhaps these legends are simply the universe trying to remember itself through us. Each generation rediscovers the same longing, paints the same fire in the sky, names the same invisible companion. The story repeats because it is written into the orbit of our imagination. So we stand again beneath the stars, instruments humming, eyes searching for a shadow that may never appear. Yet in that search we become the messengers bearers of curiosity, carriers of light through darkness. If the dark star waits, it will find we have already begun the journey toward it. A century after myth gave the dark star a name, science began to listen. Tiny irregularities in the orbits of Uranus and Neptune whispered of an unseen mass beyond the edge of sunlight. Astronomers called it Nemesis, a faint twin whose pull could explain the restless dance of worlds. In the 1980s, two researchers at Berkeley traced mass extinctions to a rhythm of 26 million years. Their conclusion was daring. A companion star's long orbit might hurl comets toward Earth at regular intervals. Catastrophe written in clockwork. Not all agreed. Some called Nemesis a statistical ghost. Others turned their telescopes outward, convinced the shadow would reveal itself if only technology could see colder light. Infrared eyes like WISE and Spitzer began sweeping the void, pixel by pixel, chasing heat that shouldn't be there. They found candidates' rogue planets, brown dwarfs wandering alone, but no sibling star bound to us. Still, the equations refused to rest. Each new orbit measured in the Kuiper belt bent slightly wrong, as if something unseen were tugging the leash. The ghost had moved but not vanished. Then came Planet 9, a modern echo of Nemesis. In 2016, astronomers Konstantin Batygin and Mike Brown proposed a super-Earth lurking in perpetual twilight, 10 times heavier than our world. They called it a mathematical necessity, the universe hinting that myth might wear a lab coat after all. Planet 9 reignited every observatory on Earth. Night after night, telescopes traced faint drifts of light at the edge of vision. The hunt became obsession. For some, faith disguised as data. They were chasing not just a planet, but confirmation that the universe still holds secrets worth the wait. One by one, false alarms fell away, dead pixels, passing asteroids, reflections from the deep cold. Yet every dismissal drew them closer. Equations tightened, probability narrowed. The invisible corridor of Planet 9's orbit took shape like a ghost, revealing its spine. In Chile's Atacama Desert, the sky holds its breath for no one. There, amid salt flats older than life, instruments now stare through air so thin it feels like space itself. Astronomers speak in whispers. They know history listens only to firsts. Somewhere beyond Neptune, something stirs. If they find it, Nemesis will lose its name and gain coordinates, a line of digits ending centuries of speculation. If they do not, the dark star will remain what it has always been, a mirror for wonder, a symbol proving that mystery is the oldest form of truth. In the quiet after observation, the monitors sleep and only the cosmos keeps watch. The same silence once wrapped the first dreamers who traced stars with bare hands. They too hunted the unseen. The tools have changed, the need has not. We still search the shadows for ourselves. For all our instruments, the night sky still stirs the same question that haunted our ancestors. What watches back? Science measures, myth translates. Between them lies a human truth, the need to name the darkness before it names us. Across cultures, the dark star became metaphor, the hidden teacher, the absent god, the inner twin of the soul. Psychologists call it projection, shamans call it initiation. Either way, the unseen companion moves not just through space, but through us. When telescopes fail to find the twin sun, poets step in where data stops. They write that knowledge itself has a shadow, and every discovery costs a mystery. The messengers from the dark star may simply be the echo of our own questions calling back across time. Still, evidence whispers. Ancient calendars aligned to cycles we have only just confirmed: precession, magnetic drift, cosmic rhythm. Perhaps myth remembered what science forgot: each orbit of the unseen star recorded in story instead of stone. Whether the dark star exists or not may matter less than the search itself. To look for it is to admit the universe remains unfinished. That humility, the space between knowing and wondering's where myth and science finally meet. If a dark star truly circles our sun, then we are part of a cosmic equation far older than history. If it doesn't, then we invented it to explain disaster, justify hope, or fill the silence between stars. Either way, the myth reflects us more than the sky. Some say the messengers were real beings who came to warn or guide. Others say they were dreams, born from fear of the unknown. But even dreams have power. Entire civilizations rose and fell because of how they imagined the heavens. In the age of machines, we still build observatories like temples, steel instead of stone, algorithms instead of prayers. Yet the purpose is unchanged. We point our eyes upward and wait for an answer in the dark. Perhaps the messengers were never travelers from space, but moments extinctions, impacts strange alignments when humanity was forced to evolve. The dark star becomes every crisis that reshaped us, and every mystery that pulled us forward. Or maybe the truth is simpler. The universe is vast, cold, and silent. No hidden star, no watchers, only us. And yet, in that silence, we choose to create meaning. We choose to wonder. And that choice is what makes us more than dust. In the real sky, the search continues. Since 2016, Caltech astronomers Konstantin Batygin and Mike Brown have modeled a planet 5 to 10 times Earth's mass, whose gravity could explain the strange clustering of Kuiper Belt objects. They call it Planet 9, a ghost predicted by mathematics, not myth. Infrared eyes like NASA's WISE and ESA's Gaia mission have ruled out any nearby hidden sun. No Nemesis lurks within a light year of us. Yet these same surveys revealed hundreds of free-floating brown dwarfs worlds without homes showing that darkness, too, can be full of life. In Chile's high Atacama Desert, the Vera Rubin Observatory prepares for its first full sky scan. Its 10-year legacy survey of space and time will chart billions of objects and, perhaps, glimpse the long-suspected Planet 9. If found, it will redraw the edge of our solar family. Whether Planet 9 exists or not, the idea reshaped planetary science, reminding us that discovery often begins as heresy. Each failed image refines the truth. Each unanswered question sharpens our next lens. The dark star may be gone, but the curiosity it inspired burns hotter than ever. From myth to model, from firelight to telescope arrays, the message endures. Seek what hides in the shadow. The universe may never reveal a twin sun, yet every search uncovers another reflection of ourselves, fragile, determined, and forever reaching beyond the light we know. The search did not end with Planet 9. New eyes now open in space, the James Webb Telescope, scanning infrared wavelengths unseen by any human before. Every pixel it sends home stretches our vision further, testing every myth the night ever told. Soon the Vera Rubin Observatory will begin its 10-year legacy survey of space and time, photographing the entire sky every few nights. Each frame may hold the faint trace of an undiscovered world door, prove that emptiness itself is part of the story. Beyond our system, the Interstellar Probe project takes shape, a spacecraft designed to leave the sun's influence entirely. Its journey could glimpse the region where a dark companion would dwell in, ending that becomes a beginning for the next explorers. Meanwhile, storytellers keep the flame. The dark star appears in novels, films, and digital art not as doom, but as metaphor for what we still don't understand. Culture becomes another telescope, turning imagination into the longest lens of all. Perhaps that is the true message from the darkness, that curiosity itself is cosmic. Whether the twin sun shines or not, the act of looking unites myth and science, past and future. The search is endless and, so beautifully are we. Heliosphere boundary reached. Voyager data confirms distortions, pressures far beyond predicted models. Something is tugging from outside our solar curtain. Gravity without a name, direction unknown. Rubin Observatory crosschecks, orbital drift of Sedna, Lelanor, and distant TNOS. All vectors bend toward a single corridor of deep space. No mass detected, only the pull. Scientists suspect a planetary body, or something we do not yet classify. Infrared sweeps return empty. Planet 9 should glow faintly in IR, but Webb sees nothing. A hidden world would reflect, emit, or obstructiate. The dark remains unbroken. Either it is smaller than predicted, or colder than any known planet. CT registers a narrowband spike near the same coordinates once. Then silence, too precise for natural static, too brief for confirmation. Official status, anomaly. Internal status, unexplained. In every age, humanity has lifted its eyes to the unknown, refusing to settle for the borders of sight. We mapped the oceans, crossed the skies, stepped onto other worlds. And still, the universe stretches ahead, an unfinished story, inviting us to write the next line. If messengers ever came from the stars, their greatest gift was not knowledge or warning. It was the spark to continue the journey they began. And now, the sky belongs not to gods, but to us. To explore, to learn, to go on. The universe is wide, and its wonders are only beginning to unfold. The future is waiting for those brave enough to seek it, and the story of humanity is far from finished. We will follow the light across darkness, across distance, across every unknown, till it reveals what lies beyond the horizon of our understanding.